Hi BookTube, I'm still Roz and this is still my channel, A Journey Through Books. And what I thought I would do in this video is give you an idea of some of the books that I have bought recently. Now, I think you've all heard me refer to book shopping as retail therapy. Well, this has been a very, very stressful month, and I might have gone a little bit nuts. So get comfy. I'm hoping to keep the video fairly short, so I'm not going to talk too much about too much because, well, for one, I haven't read them, so I don't know what they're really about. Some I might have bought for really dumb reasons, and I might share those with you. If I don't feel that you might judge me too much. Actually, I don't care about being judged. Who am I kidding? But anyway, so I don't quite know how to talk about books I haven't read. But anyway, so we're going to start off in the beginning, and these are not in any order. This is 3 or 4 book hauls in one. It's been stressful. Moving on. So the first one is Mr. Fox by Helen Oyeyemi, and I have been hearing booktubers talk about Helen Oyeyemi for a very, very long time, and I figured I wasn't too keen on the idea of, was it Boy Snow Bird, I think it was, so I thought I would give this one a try instead. And I liked the idea that it spoke about 1938, and that alone sounded interesting. So that's the first one. Then I finally got my hands on a Meg Wolitzer. So Britt has been speaking about Meg Wolitzer for years. She claims that she is her favorite author, and I finally found one, and I'm looking forward to reading it. In fact, I might even, because female author, bump this up to this month, even though my TBR pile is going, read me. Okay, next one, E.M. Forster, A Passage to India. So a couple of months ago, or was it last month? I can't remember. I think it was a couple of months ago. I read How to Read Literature Like a Professor, or something like that. It's those words, they might not be in the same order. And one of the books he speaks about that I hadn't read was this one, and this was actually second hand, believe it or not. And it's never been opened. You can smell that it's never been opened. So yeah, $10, thank you very much, it's mine. Moving on. Okay, so this book I've been wanting to get my hands on for a long time because so many booktubers that I admire have given this a really good rating. And this is the Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Pie Society. This poor book. Oh man, I really want to read the story because this poor book has got major water damage. And I'm hoping that it was someone who spilled a glass of water and didn't drop it in the bath, because that would just be really grim. But I'm guessing it might be spilled water. It doesn't smell like soap. If the book is as good as everybody says it is, I'll buy a new copy. But I thought I'd, give it a try, even though it might have been in someone's bath. But we're not allowed a bath at the moment. There's still water restrictions. I haven't had a bath in 4 years. How's that for too much information? No shower, in case you're wondering. Moving on. So this is now a bit of non-fiction. This is Orwell in Spain. And this is apparently to do with George Orwell with the Spanish Civil War, was it? Wow, this is, yeah, the Spanish Civil War. And I know nothing about the Spanish Civil War, and I like George Orwell's writing, so I thought, well, Bob's your auntie, that's a win. And it was also second hand, and it was pretty cheap, and somebody did at least crack the book open there. I don't know about anywhere else, but we'll see what happens. Moving on. Okay, so this is a South African writer. Her name is Yvonne Burgess, and this is A Largest Silence. Now, I don't know if many people have ever heard of Yvonne Burgess. I know of her because I kind of dated her son once. Okay, it was like before we were old enough to even like really consider it a date. Like we went to the movies and went to Milky Lane, and holding hands was like the most amazing thing going. So we were really, really little. But anyway, I knew her son, and so I had heard of her, and when I saw it I thought, oh, that's pretty cool, and hey, it's signed. It's I think my first ever signed copy ever of a book. So we'll see. I don't know what to think of it because she was a rather hard lady. I don't know if I should say things like that. She looked like a lady who'd had a lot of experiences. Let's say they weren't always pleasant. So I don't know what I'm going to think of her book, but we will see. Moving on. So William Golding, Freefall. Also secondhand, never been read, never been touched. I'm sorry, but you know, if you're going to give books like in this condition secondhand, I will buy them because it's a fraction. It's a tenth of the original price. So anyway, so William Golding, Lord of the Flies. I enjoyed that one. I enjoyed it more teaching to one class because they were just boys. And they would have gone Lord of the Flies. I mean, they're the kind of class that were brilliant until the teacher stepped out the room and then they went Lord of the Flies. So I did it with them and it was just fabulous. And so I thought I'd give him a go with something else. Moving on. So Red Clocks by Zeni Zumas, because we all know what's been going on in America at the moment. And, you know, it's not often that coming from Africa, I go, oh, thank God I don't live there. You know, usually I don't have those thoughts going through my mind, and at the moment I do, and that's disturbing because ideas are contagious. And the last thing I need is to have these ideas being brought to Africa because that would just be stupid. In fact, that would be effing stupid because, yeah, that is going to result in a lot of women losing a lot of everything. Yeah, okay, so let's stay off the political bridge for now. So the next one is Hum If You Don't Know the Words, and this is by Bianca Marais, and this is another South African book, and this is apparently about a white South African woman and a black South African woman who meet as a result of the political uprising, well, the Soweto uprising. Now, the Soweto uprising is June the 16th, so that was yesterday as of the day that I'm filming. And this was because education was to be, for one, it was not proper standard of education. It was basically to teach black people how to be your gardener, or your maid, or, you know, the menial jobs. And they were to be taught in English and in Afrikaans so they could understand the boss. Yeah, there was an uprising. Children went on an uprising. Police shot children. You can find all that information online, as embarrassing it is. If you ever want to read some interesting poetry on it, oh God, June the 16th, what was his name? Oswald Michali. Put his name down below. This is what happens after it's been a hectic term. Anyway, I thought this would be interesting. It's always interesting, and I'm very keen to find out more about South African writers because apparently you guys know more about them than I do. Moving on, so the next book that I got is When Kids Can't Read, and this is by Kayleen Beers. Great surname there, because this problem is what's making me drink lots of beers. But anyway, moving on. So this book is actually bloody brilliant. I'll be speaking a little bit more about this book when I post my currently reads, or if I have already posted my currently reads, because I'm already filmed that one. But anyway, so I'm sitting with an issue where I've got kids in my class who can't read, and when I say can't read, I mean cannot read a bloody word. I mean, some of them spell we wrong. It's 2 letters. If you can't get that one right, good luck with onomatopoeia. But anyway, so I got this book. And it comes with strategies. It's not just one of those, you know, idealistic, stupid things. This actually has proper strategies for teachers to use, information regarding syllables, most common sounding syllables that you can teach, so that they can put words together. But she gives transcripts of lessons, she gives all sorts. And I'm getting a lot out of this. I'm really enjoying it. Another one, oops, sorry, the pile's getting a bit low here. I always pick these things up, especially when I get them at Wagtails. Wagtails being the animal welfare charity shop. So it goes to a good cause, and this is only $20. And this is a university textbook, an introduction to fiction, and it's got collections of short stories in here with questions focusing on different elements of literature, etc. And I mean, to give you an idea, it's got Ivan Illich, or the death of Ivan Illich. It's got some Kafka in here, all sorts of things, Virginia Woolf, and it's with notes on understanding fiction. So I always like going through these things because sometimes there's something, a way that somebody put something that I'm like, that one I can use in class. Dude, I really sound like I work a lot. Moving on. So the next book, my mom got this one for me. Why Mummy Swears. And basically what happens, because I'm friends with the ladies that work in my favorite bookshop, they're Bargain Books, and we pop in every time we go grocery shopping because I have to walk past the bookshop to get to Checkers. And I cannot walk past a bookshop without walking into the bookshop first. So without fail, I pop in there once or twice a week. Without fail. Damn, it's like expensive, man. But anyway, so we were chatting, and while I talk to them, I barely make eye contact because I'm looking at the shelves going, oh, how pretty, I want. And I mean, the spine caught my attention. Why Mommy Swears. So I just took it out, read the first page, and I thought I would give you a little bit of it. It starts off, Monday the 18th of July. I have 1 week till the summer holidays begin. I can't help but feel awfully jealous of the famous Five's parents. Not only did Julian, Dick and Anne's mama and papa simply bung them off on Aunt Fanny and Uncle Quinton at the slightest excuse, but Aunt Fanny always sending them off to islands and moors and coves full of criminals and wreckers and smugglers so that Uncle Quinton could work in peace at his inventing. I have frequently wondered if I could do similar, as I did once invent a very fabulous app that made splendid amounts of money for a little while, even if the app world is fickle and today's hit is forgotten tomorrow. So I thought that was just funny. My mom said, I'll buy it for you because my mom's a champion and she knows what hours I work. So yeah. Anyway, so the next one, R11, The Stepford Wives. I have thoroughly enjoyed Rosemary's Baby and Last Kiss Before Dying by him. So I found the next one, so now I've got the pink one, the red one, and the orange one. Life is almost complete. I believe there's a yellow one still to go. Moving on. Ordeal by Innocence. So this is Agatha Christie, and I did check that it was Agatha Christie and not somebody else rewriting Agatha Christie later. And this one apparently is a TV series, and I have no idea about anything because I haven't even read the blurb because Agatha Christie was good enough. But my money is on Luke Treadaway because it sounds like he's sneaking off. Moving on. Fate and Furies by Lauren Groff, and this is another one that I know absolutely nothing about other than the fact that it's got some great reviews by by booktubers that I follow and appreciate. So this is what happens when you have Goodreads on your phone and you stand there and you go, oh, this one really liked it, I'll buy this one. So yeah, this was your fault. I hope I love it. I'm sure I will. Moving on. And hey, another female author for June, Umberto Eco numero 0. I really would like to get The Name of the Rose by him, but we haven't managed to find it yet. Or else my bookstore said that they could probably get it around September. Anyway, whatever. I don't have a shortage of books to read, so I said to them, no stress. But they had this one and it was on special, and I thought, what the hell? I will try this one. So this one is to do with Mussolini. Apparently, I know nothing about this. So, education. And then because that was, I'm part of, you need 3, the books on their own are $69.99 each. But if you buy 3 of them, then it's $150. So then I needed some extra. So then I got this one, which is The Portable Veblen by Elizabeth Mackenzie. And the blurb by Ursula Le Guin said it's the squirreliest novel I've ever read. I don't suppose that was necessarily the hardest superlative to come by as far as squirreliest goes. I don't know if there are other squirrelier novels. But anyway, so we will see what happens with this. I can't even remember what it said, but it caught my attention, cover and whatnot, and just whatever. And then this one, because it was shortlisted for the Man Booker, although I'm not 100% sure if I need another book about men, but shame that's sexist in the other way, so I will still read it. Oh good God, I did look up how to say this name. I can't remember now. David Zaloy, he was a Zaloy, wasn't it? But anyway, you can read it. It's over there, nice and big. You can figure out. And all that man is, and according to The Guardian, this was a triumph. But what really sold it is that it was shortlisted for the Man Booker, and I tend to like reading those. Other than that, I also went back to Wagtails, and I got some more Rumpole because I saw them on the shelves. So I got Rumpole and the Golden Thread, and I got Under the Hammer, and I got Evelyn Waugh's Brideshead Revisited. And then at my vet, because my vet has books for cat care, the second-hand books, and they're super cheap and whatnot, and I got the Seven Dials Mystery by Agatha Christie from the vet, because that's the kind of person I am. I go book shopping at the vet. And that was, I think, my book haul for the last month and a half. I now have a lot of reading. Shame my poor graph. It was doing nicely, going downhill, what I need to read, and now suddenly it looks like a windsock again in a typhoon. So I'm going to have to start reading a lot, which is the plan for the holiday, because I need to not only catch up with my reading goal, I need to read ahead so that when next term happens, I have some leeway to slow down and do schoolwork instead. Oh, I'm so tired of talking about school. I'm sure you're tired of hearing it. Anyway, that is me for now, and I don't know what I'm going to film next. I'm probably going to do some book tags, mid-year freakout tag probably, because there is a bit of a freakout for real happening for a change, and other things I don't know. I haven't watched BookTube videos in ages. I could sneak in a few every now and again, but honestly I'm so far behind that I really need to see if you have been tagged by anyone. And I also, what with all the drama, need to see which tags I still need to do and things like that. So filming will happen, but I'm going to now sit and do a lot of editing and uploading, etc. So bye for now. Happy reading.